What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a video brought to you by MotoDynamic. If you don't know who MotoDynamic is, well, they make parts for motos, motorcycles, bikes, things like that. I came across a few parts on the website that I really liked for the Monster 937. I reached out to them and well, here we are. I'm doing a video for you guys. We're going to be installing these two new parts and showing you exactly what they are, what they do, and how they work. So big thank you to MotoDynamics for coming onto the channel, sending me these parts. Now let's take a look at what we got going on. First thing we have is a license plate frame. No, they sent this along with the kit. We have a license plate light. You might know where I'm going with this. And right here, we have a new license plate holder or a tail tidy kit, whatever you want to call it. Now you might be thinking, yeah, I do have one already. I do have a license plate light and a license plate holder and all that good stuff right here. But let me show you what's in the next box and it will explain this box. Now in this box is the main reason why I reached out to them, because this is pretty cool. Inside here is a new tail light. Look at this thing. This is pretty sweet. It looks clear, but it is smoked. They have a clear version, they have a smoked version, and they have a red version. I went with the smoked version because at some point in the very near probably future, the bike is not going to be red anymore. So I thought that the smoked / clear tail light would look cooler with the carbon fiber accents that I have and the wrap color that's going to be going on this. Best thing about this tail light is it's brighter than the stock Ducati tail light, which for Florida is great so that this can be as bright as possible and the people behind me can see me and hopefully stop and be paying attention and all that good stuff. First, they have to pay attention. Then they'll be able to see the light and see me stopping. Another cool feature of this is it has built-in turn signals. So the reason why I got the tail tidy is because mine has turn signals right here. So all of this is going to be coming off. Their tail light and their tail tidy kit is going to be going on. And again, this has the integrated turn signals, it has the brake light. It does have a flashing feature that you can turn on. So when you hit the brakes, it flashes like an F1 car. I think it does like 3 quick flashes, and then it goes solid. Another cool thing, I know I keep saying there's so many cool things, is the turn signals, you can actually have them be dynamic so they can sweep, which is pretty cool. Because if I remember correctly, I think my front turn signals do the sweeping motion as well. I'll have to double check that first though. All right, so first things first, we're gonna pop the seat off. Then we're gonna go ahead and remove the rear cover, the carbon fiber cover here, so we can get to the bolts to take the light out. We do also have to pull off this carbon tray that's down here that I put on previously. So we're gonna have to pull that off, pull this off, swap over some wiring, get everything bolted back up, and I'm gonna bring you along for that process. So let me go grab my key and we'll start by getting the seat pulled. All right, so we've got the key. This just goes here, and the seat comes right out. Next, we've just got this single Allen right here. We're gonna go ahead and remove that. And this is gonna be a 4mm, by the way. Once we have that off, this slides out of the way. And as you can see, it exposes the screws here and here. And what also is gonna happen is we're gonna remove the fuse panel. I believe it's just this bolt right here. And we're gonna do that. We're just gonna loosen it and kind of get it out of the way. That way we can get the old wiring out and the new wiring up and in and tucked into place. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and remove these 2 screws. And these are actually a Torx, not an Allen. It's gonna be a T20. I'm not gonna bore you with it. They're kind of tight, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock them out real quick. All right, those screws are out. Now you're just gonna pull back on the taillight itself, and that will remove it from the bike. Now there is a harness in here that you have to either fish through or unplug and then also fish through. So regardless, you're gonna have to fish it through. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. It's gonna be right through here and it's hard to see, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that and I'll show you guys after. Okay, so I had a little side quest and I pulled off the under tray. I also have the old tail tidy kit loose, unbolted. I just have to go through and undo this zip tie and some wiring. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. All right, so you can see I got the zip tie, I undid the wires, and I was able to go ahead and fish out the harness for the factory tail light. Let's go ahead and grab the new tail light and get that thing thrown in. All right, before we get any further into this, I want to test it and make sure the light works, make sure the turn signals work, everything works, and also show you guys how to program this. So as you can see, I've got it just sitting up here, left the plastic on it, of course, to protect everything. And down here, you can see these wires. These are all included with the kit. This part is part of the bike up here. These are all included with the kit. So you've got your license plate LED. You can see here, blue goes to black, white goes to yellow. It's as simple as that. Up here, you've got blue and yellow again. Blue and black go to the driver's side. Yellow and black go to the passenger side. So if you're looking at the bike, obviously driver's side's over here, passenger side's over here. I'm gonna go ahead and set you on the tripod and we'll test this and make sure it works. We're gonna go ahead and key on. So you can see tail light obviously lights up. This is like the daytime running light and license plate light that's lit up as well. Let's go ahead and test the brake. So you can see there, that's the F1 style flashing. And let's go ahead and test turn signals. So you can see there, it does the sweep from inner to outer. You can see how bright that is too. It's really nice. And we'll go ahead and do this side. Same thing, inner to outer, lights up like an orange, yellow color. Pretty much what we have to have here in the States, at least, for a turn signal. So that's it for functionality. Now, let's go ahead and figure out programming and see what the different options are. All right, let's show you guys how this works. So you've got to have the key on. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the tail light just out here because the button is actually on the back side right here. So to activate, deactivate the warning flash, it's 3 clicks. You can see there it did a little thing, and now if I hit the brake, it should just light up. Yep, so it just lights up. If you go ahead and do 3 again, it set itself, and there we go. Next is going to be the turn signals. So that's going to be 4 clicks. All right, and let's see what that did. So you can see this is the opposite sequential, I think is what it's called. And same thing there. Let's go ahead and try one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we should just get solid, I believe. Yep. So now we just have solid on both sides. Now personally, I like the sequential in the standard direction, which should be that right there. In to out. And we'll just check to make sure the other side works. That looks good. So that's it. I'm gonna go with the F1 style brake light and the standard sequential that you can see here. And if I turn on my hazards, we get sequential going out in the same directions on both sides. And that's that. I'm gonna go ahead and get this installed, figure out exactly how I wanna route these wires, and we'll move on to the license plate holder or tail tidy or Fender Eliminator kit, whatever you wanna call it. Just to show you guys the license plate bracket, that is this here. So it's actually going to bolt to the factory location, which is up here. That's really nice. And if I'm not mistaken, they have, yes, they've included new hardware because, well, I don't have the factory license plate bracket anymore. So thankful that they've included hardware. They've also included some bracketry for turn signals if you want to run turn signals in addition to this here. You can actually add the OEM turn signals to this, or like bullet style or whatever you want to add. And you can see here, there's different options for that. All right, so I've got everything unhooked again because in order to install the tail tidy kit, we do have to install the LED, which I have went ahead and installed. This is very nice, by the way, very clean. I like the branding that's on there. It looks really good. But the way you do this is in the back of the light, there's a hole. You're gonna fish the wire through that hole, and then you're gonna tighten these down. And these are nylon locking nuts, so no thread lock or anything needed there. On top of here is a hole right here, and this is where you're gonna feed a lot of the wiring that is here through. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. All right, so I've got the license plate holder. It is secured, it's bolted down. Again, it goes in the factory location. So there's 2 bolts here, 2 bolts up here, and you can see all the wiring is ran through that hole, and the tail light is actually ran over to the side. And what my hope is that when I install this panel back on here, this guy, that the wiring will hide up underneath this panel here. That's the plan, so let's see how it goes. All right, and one other thing to note that I forgot to tell you guys, the bolts you're gonna use are the shorter ones. So there's like 12mm bolts and 16mm bolts. You're just gonna use the shorter ones, and that's gonna secure that back up to the bike. I've got all the wiring plugged back in. I've kind of got it sort of where I need it, and we've got a couple of zip ties. So I'm gonna go ahead and secure this stuff, and that should allow me to tuck it up under that rear tail section. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. Okay guys, quick change of plans here. I got a little ahead of myself before. If you're going with the integrated turn signals, you want to remove the grommet that's up under here and actually fish the wires back up top, which you can see are up here now. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook these back up, fish the wires through that need to go down through, and that will be that. Then we can go ahead and finish this install. Okay, personally, this is much, much better. We only have one wire under here that's gonna get tucked up under. So that will fit nicely up under that carbon fiber piece. And up here, just have to do a little bit of cable management because some of these wires are quite long. So I'm gonna go ahead and zip tie some of these together, get this bolt back in here, and just kind of tidy this up and make it look nice. All right, you guys, and just like that, we're all done. Even with the red, I gotta say the smoke tail looks really good, really, really good. This will be nice, just so on the chance that I get hassled by police, they'll be able to see it. It'll be a lot more visible than my other one. Now, my other one was still visible and there was nothing wrong with it. It wasn't illegal, but this one will definitely be more visible for sure. And up top here, you can see we've got everything back in. We've got the taillight screwed in. We've got the bolt here and the wiring. I just kind of zip tied together and tucked over there on the side. We are going to test one more time before I put everything back together officially. Taillight, good. License plate light, good. Hazards, good. And brake light, good. We're all good here. All right, everybody, there we have it. We are done with the MotoDynamics tail light and tail tidy, or Fender Eliminator kit, whatever you feel like calling it. Overall, install was super easy. Instructions were very easy to read, very easy to understand. I will link everything down below, so if you want to get this for your bike, you can check it out. Now, they do have a ton of options, a bunch of different manufacturers and bike models, different tail light combinations, different tail tidy kits, everything. I don't want to say everything you need for your bike just because I don't know for sure, but I saw a lot of options on there. So go check them out. And also they're going to be sending me a discount code for you guys. So make sure you use the discount code. That will also be down below. I don't know what that is yet. Otherwise, I would put that right here in the video. If they send it to me before this goes live, I'll be sure to edit it in and add it to this. Otherwise, down below. It'll be down in the description. All right, guys, that wraps up this install. Let me know what you think about the taillight and the tail tidy kit from MotoDynamics.
Hey guys, Future Matt here. I don't know why I kept saying MotoDynamics, but it's MotoDynamic, okay? Past Matt, MotoDynamic, not MotoDynamics. Thanks, bye.
Again, be sure to share the link down below. There's going to be a discount code if this is something you guys want to pick up to yourself. Like I said, their lights are very cool and will give some added safety while you're out there riding. Again, a big thank you to MotoDynamic for sending these out to me and letting me test them out. If you guys do end up picking up a kit from them, let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, see you guys later.